Welcome. I'm Linda Westfall, and today I have made a card for the My Favorite Things Sketch Challenge. I'm going to start off by using a heart-shaped cookie cutter and trace it onto a scrap piece of cardstock, and then I will cut that out. I wasn't sure which piece I was going to use when I started this, but after I'd cut the pieces and laid the heart shape on the base, I knew that's what piece I wanted to use. I'm going to use the little dragon and the smoke from the My Favorite Things Magical Dragons, and I'm going to put that in my stamp positioner over the heart, and then I'm going to close the door and pick up the stamp and then place the little smoke. And then I'm going to ink that up with Memento Tuxedo Black ink. And then I'm going to ink that up a second time to make sure that I have a really nice crisp impression. Then I'm going to take that card base and the heart, and I'm going to take some Distress ink in Barn Door, and I'm going to blend the barn door around that heart-shaped stencil. As I move around the stencil, I'm trying to keep the color darker towards the stencil and then move gradient out to a lighter shade of the barn door towards the outside edge. And then I will pick up a little bit and come in from the top of the card as well. Gosh, I always thought I was really good at talking to myself. With 5 kids and a husband that travels quite a bit when they were young, I thought I was going crazy and I talked to myself all the time. But making these videos made me realize that maybe I'm not as good as talking to myself as I thought, or I'm just out of practice because they're older now. But I took off the stencil that I had made, and I'm going to come in with some Copic markers and highlight an area underneath him to make it look like he's not just floating in air. Just give me a second. I will notice that the card panel is not in the view of the camera, and I'll slide it back down where it's supposed to be. So I'm going to color the dragon in greens and some reds that will match the background. And I'll start off with my lightest green color, and I'll color all the green parts in that I want green in that lightest color. And then I'll move on to the mid-tone color, and I will highlight or add the shadows where I want shadows. And that's just in like all of his little creases and anywhere that 2 lines meet up in the image. That's where I'm going to place my shadows in with my second color, my middle color, and then I will go back in and add my darkest color to those same areas, and then I will move back out to the lightest color again. Then once I have the green how I want and it's all blended, I will move on to the smoke, and I'm going to add a little gray to give the smoke some dimension, and then I will move on to the reds, and I will color all the places that I want red in with my lightest color, and then I will do the same thing with the red colors, just moving out to the darkest and then back into the lightest and blending those out as well. Then I'm going to take an EK Success journaling pen, and I'm going to outline the image so that the colors stand out more after you outline them. Then I will take my panel and place it back into my stamp positioner, and I'm going to stamp "You Make My Life Magical" in VersaFine ink, and I'm going to stamp that twice to make sure I have a really nice crisp impression. And I wanted to add a little smoke to the bottom to where the sentiment is as well. So I took my EK Success journaling pen and I just made a little spot of smoke, and then I highlighted that with the gray Copic markers as well. Then I'm going to take a piece of fun foam that I cut down so that it would hide behind that card panel, and I'm going to apply some double-sided adhesive to the panel, and then I'm going to adhere it to a red card base with more double-sided adhesive. Then once I have that all adhered, I'm going to take a Wink of Stella pen and I'm going to add some shimmer up his tummy, into his feet, into his horns, and then to the smoke as well. And then I'm going to add some crystal drops, the Nuvo crystal drops in ebony black, to his eyes, and that will complete my card. Thanks so much for joining me. Bye.